Jason Baker, Jim Dodrell,
Here.
Brian Ellis,
Here.
Tim Engel, David Hobbit,
Here.
Brian Hoyleman,
Here.
Nick Mays, David Mills, Jacob Pack.
Here.
Do we have a full 15-member board? 14. We have 14 members? Oh, and there's more names. Sarah Stewart, Travis Willard, Bill Baker. If we have a 14 members, currently we do have a quorum. If we have 15
Here's
members.
David.
We do not. Never mind.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I thought it took 7, so it's 8.
Yeah, well,
Here comes our quorum right there. You're good. Thanks. All right, so for the record, we do have a quorum. The first item on our agenda, now that we can actually take action, is review and approval of our minutes from our last meeting. Those have been provided. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to take a look at them. I would entertain a motion to approve those as presented.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the minutes be approved as presented. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries. Now we're at the part of our agenda where we would entertain any citizen concerns, and this is for anyone to come up and just talk to us about your general concerns, not about anything that's later on in the agenda, like the one item we do have on the agenda. But if there are any concerns that anyone wants to express, we'll take those now. And it doesn't look like anybody's running up to the microphone. So we'll move on to the next item on our agenda, which is the application for a zoning amendment for rezoning of 15231 Winfield Road. And the first thing I need to do is I'm going to open the public hearing and ask if any members of the board have any conflicts to disclose. Hearing none. Thank you.
This is rezoning request 2026-04. Vada Court Farm Limited Partnership desires to rezone tax map 172, parcels 2 and 3 in Winfield from RR Rural Residential District to C2 High Density Commercial District. The request is to be considered based on authorities, facts, and criteria such as Chapter 8A of the West Virginia Code, Putnam County adopted plans, and the adopted zoning ordinance. The 2024 Comprehensive Plan is one of those documents. Chapter 5 is in your packet as Attachment A. The US 35 Corridor Management Plan is also to be considered. A portion of this document is in Attachment B, and the Tays Valley Land Use Plan is a consideration. That's in Attachment C. Full copies of these 3 documents are at the President's seat. Article 150 of the zoning ordinance defines an amendment, and Article 2000 of the zoning ordinance details rezoning procedures. The RR article is included as Attachment D. It is the intent of this district to establish low-density residential areas consisting of single-family dwellings and compatible uses. The C2 article is included as Attachment E. It's the intent to provide for a wide range of commercial uses whose nature of business requires convenient automobile and truck access. The timeline and facts section of your summary discusses specifics. On February 16, 2005, a deed was recorded in the Putnam County Clerk's office. A copy is in Attachment F. The deed states that these parcels contain a total of 305 acres. However, this figure does not account for the acreage acquired during the US 35 right-of-way process. Current county assessment records indicate it's approximately 288 acres. On April the 24th, a rezoning application was submitted. A copy with disclosure statement is included as Attachment G. A current zoning map is included as Attachment H. The subject properties are outlined. Details of the zoning districts and abutting land uses are as follows, and the colors are yellow RR, purple I1, red C2, and blue IOP. Tax map 162, parcel 51, is a 141.24 acre parcel, also owned by the applicant. It's assessed as a farm, extends from the Canal River to south of US 35, and incorporates 3 zoning districts. The area between the Canal River and Winfield Road is zoned I1. The southernmost portion is zoned RR, and sandwiched in between, the majority of the parcel is zoned C2. 172, 9.1 is 28 acres located to the south, zoned RR, and used as a private residence. 172.9 is 66.31 acres of woodlands zoned RR and located to the south. 172.10 is 40 acres of woodlands zoned RR located to the south. 172.4.2 is 32.04 acres of woodlands located to the southeast and zoned IOP. 172.4 is 95.27 acres zoned C2 and was previously used as a golf course. The property runs from US 35 to the Canal River. If approved, the requested rezoning would result in a continuous area of C2, an industrially zoned property extending between the existing C2 zoning districts, rather than maintaining the current RR zoning separation. Together, the parcels have approximately 2,500 linear feet of frontage on Winfield Road and approximately 2,400 linear feet of frontage on US 35. Each subject parcel is divided into 3 sections by the rights-of-way associated with Winfield Road and US 35. Parcel 2 has approximately 13 acres between Winfield Road and the river, 84 acres between Winfield Road and 35, and 60 acres south of 35. Parcel 3 has approximately 10 acres between Winfield Road and the river, 79 acres between Winfield Road and 35, plus 42 acres south of 35. These acreage estimates correspond with the approximately 288 acres reflected in current county assessment records. Attachment I are photographs of the property and aerial imagery. FEMA's mapped 100-year floodplain and floodway are located within the site's boundaries. See Attachment J. Based on available DOT traffic data, the number of vehicles traveling on 817, which is 80-foot wide right-of-way, in this area have been reduced to a point of underutilization as a primary 2-lane highway with a proven capacity to service higher traffic volumes. This reduction is a direct result of the completion of the 35 project and rerouting of interstate travel from a 2-lane to 4-lane highway. The subject land is near a Putnam County tax increment financing district that's known as a TIF. A TIF is approximately 1,200 feet to the northeast. This designation can encourage growth and investments that improve tax values and, in turn, ultimately grow revenue. Attachment K shows the existing TIF in yellow. Water service is available through West Virginia American Water. This property will have sewer service available along Winfield Road once sewer easements are finalized, and the current sewer expansion project is complete. West Virginia Code to the term spot zoning is used by the courts to describe a zoning amendment which is invalid because it is not in accordance with a comprehensive or well-considered plan. It is improper to isolate a certain use during a decision-making process for parcel rezoning. Under West Virginia law, it is proper to consider a rezoning application by the listed permitted uses in the requested zoning classification. In this particular case, the landowner will be entitled to use any of those described in a C2 district if the rezoning application is approved, just as the landowner is currently entitled to make use of any of those described in the RR district. On May 27, abutting landowners within 250 feet of the parcels were mailed a notice. On May 28, a legal advertisement was published in the Hurricane Breeze, and signs were posted on site on June 17. To date, we have received no public comments. Your options for tonight: should you desire further information, the matter may be tabled. Should you find the application protects and promotes the public health, safety, convenience, moral, and general welfare, and meets the intents of the referenced documents, you may vote to recommend approval to the County Commission. Should you find the application does not protect and promote as described, you may vote to recommend denial to the County Commission. Should you find that part of the request does protect and promote and meet the intent of the referenced documents, while part does not, you may recommend the Commission approve a portion of the request and deny the remaining. As normal, the last sheet in your packet has the worksheet used to help make your decision. Thank you. And if you make a vote tonight, the recommendation will be sent to the Commission on August the 25th. And I will answer any questions best I can if you have them.
Anybody have any questions for staff? None? Thanks. It's such a good job, we have no questions. This is where the applicant, I'm assuming, is here. If you have comments to make, you're welcome to. You don't have to, but you're welcome to. You would go up to the mic, I appreciate it. Thank you. State your name and address and then go forward.
Good evening, I'm Portland Smith. I'm the principal partner in the Valdez Court Farm Limited Partnership, and really the purpose for this is just that all the surrounding parcels along there have already been rezoned C2, by this body, and I'm just going to bring this. I felt like this was a donut hole in the middle of it. Don't have any plans of any sort, but just thought this was a procedural thing that I should just go ahead and do for the, just to do.
Great. Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions for the applicant? All right, thank you, sir. Any public comments? Welcome to come. You would state your name and address first, please? Thank you.
Shirley Keeling Jones, 939 Evergreen Road, Fraser's Bottom. I feel like I'm probably wasting my time because I can see on here what's already C2. And it's my understanding of the law, you don't consider traffic. And if you can consider traffic, like I say, I feel like I'm wasting my time. But this, the way it is, the infrastructure, our infrastructure is not ready for all of this development that's being dumped at us. And people are tired of coming. I've been going to a lot of meetings since February of 2023. I've lived in Fraser's Bottom all my life. My husband was on the volunteer fire department when Route 35, the old Route 35, the new Route 35 is going to be just like the old Route 35. There's gonna be bad accidents. It's crowded now. Now we've got 1,800 more, possibly, when the warehouse is built. And anyway, everybody's tired of coming to meetings, and we don't know, the only thing we have is our vote. And, you know, I just feel like I've wasted my time coming up here because I just hope that somebody votes against it. I hate it when I come to a meeting and everybody is for it. And I'm thinking, I just don't understand. And I'm telling you, it's going to be, we're going to be like another Corridor G. And that's one of the things that we were afraid of. And I wish to goodness that Fraser's Bottom, back in the 2000s, that we would have brought in the FBI, Fraser's Bottom Incorporated. Maybe all this wouldn't be like this. But we're not Mason County. And now we've got this data center, 2,500 acres, and then 1,700 acres. That's 4,200 acres a mountain away from each other. But hey, we'll worry about the traffic later on. Now you got the truck stop over there coming. I don't understand it. Why don't you count traffic? But I know you don't answer questions. I'm gonna go ahead and leave and watch the rest of it on
Thank you, ma'am.
YouTube.
All right, any other public comments? All right, hearing none. The next step is to close the public hearing, so I'll do that this time. And see if anybody have any other questions. I should have asked you all if you had any questions for any of the folks who stepped in. I assume you didn't. Anybody have any further questions, comments? All right. We will go ahead and start our worksheet, which we need to go through to determine whether or not we can recommend approval of the zoning.
Mr. President, before we start that,
Yep.
attachment E, is that all the permitted possibilities for C2?
For C2, yeah, it's several pages.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, it's page 65, 66, 67, and I believe 68 at least.
Thank you.
And as was mentioned before, I do have copies, yeah, of the comprehensive plan up here if anybody wants to take a look at it. The Tays Valley Land Use Plan and the 35 Corridor Management Plan. Anybody wants to take a look at those? Any other questions? All right, we'll go ahead and get started on the worksheet. The first criteria we have to consider is whether the proposed amendment will protect, promote the public health, safety, convenience, morals, and general welfare. And we have to answer that question yes or no, and then also include some relevant facts. So I don't know if anyone wants to offer.
I have an opinion on that. I believe the answer is yes. Within the summary under 3, there's a double-star bullet that states, if approved, the requested rezoning would result in a continuous area of C2 in industrial zone property extending between the existing zoning districts, rather than maintaining a divide. And then it talks about the linear feet. There's over 2,500 along Winfield Road, nearly 2,500 linear feet of frontage along US Route 35.
Okay. Anyone else want to add to that or offer any opposing comments? So far, we have a yes and supporting relevant facts. What I do now is I'll ask for a motion with respect to number 1, whether we believe it's a yes, if you want to make that a motion.
I would make a motion that the answer to criteria number 1 is yes.
Been moved and seconded that the answer to criteria number 1 is yes. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. All right, that motion is approved. The next criteria we have to deal with is whether the amendment is consistent in achieving the objectives of the adopted comprehensive plan, the US 35 Corridor Management Plan, and the Tays Valley Land Use Plan. Does anyone have any comments on that?
I say that it's yes, because it's just continuing the continuity of what's already zoned in the area.
Any other comments? And would you like to make that motion?
Yes, sir.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded that the answer to criteria number 2 is a yes for the reasons and the relevant facts stated. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That motion carries. And we do not need to go with number 3 because the answer to number 2 is yes. So I would entertain a motion at this time to recommend approval of the zoning amendment to the county commission.
I will recommend approval of the rezoning from RR to
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to recommend approval of the zoning amendment change from RR to C2. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries. The next item is the staff report.
Our next scheduled meeting is July 23rd, and we'll be hearing another rezoning request.
I'm sorry, he was in my ear.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was late to that one.
Our next meeting is July 23rd, and we'll be hearing another rezoning request.
Okay. Is that it for the staff report?
Pardon?
That's it?
That's it.
All right, I like it. Any other unfinished business that I'm not aware of? I don't think we have. Nope. Is there any further new business? All right, hearing none, then I guess we will stand adjourned, right? See you guys on the 23rd. Is that a record? Pretty quick.
Have a good July.
I'll be back there. Andy started late because of me too.